It's Kelpie vibes.
Because I swear God, if I forget everybody, rah, 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 we're going to put them like that. Oh, God, I know, be a village. That's all, yeah. Money rush just like Joby. Suppose that you are watching my lordy. Baby, show my Giuseppe's a naughty. See, I'm killing them shot. Because I swear God, if I will kill them back. Rah, 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 we're gonna put them like that. Oh, God, I cannot be a villager. You're not time, fellas, so what's your excuse? It is better than something you can do. We have to say when you tell them for your coffee. Feel them, we want to do another of my son. Oh, yeah, who they? Now, time to kill them when I live on them. One more, put them for one of them. Michelle, they won't be able to get it. This is what oh, yeah, hallelujah. Now, let us serve it to Suya. Mayakoya, and let it be a beaver. They took on us on the floor, tell us she got it. I put the boom. Because I swear God, if I forget everybody, rah, 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 we're gonna put them like that. Oh, God, I cannot be a villager. Yeah. Back in the days that they used to do, yeah. What's up, my wrist, I'm not keep it that yo. I know they look good, I did that yo. Boy, Lordy. You make the money rush just like Joby. Suppose that you are watching my lordy. Baby, show my Giuseppe's a naughty. See, I'm killing them shit. Because I swear God, if I forget everybody. Rah, we're gonna put them like that. Oh, God, I cannot be a villager. See, I'm killing them shit.
It's STG.
Well, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Long time no talk. I know a lot has been going on in Liberia on social media. A lot has been trending, and I wanted to address a few things. Add my voice to the many voices out there. I was off. I think offline for a few days. I'm trying to rest. I'm at my aunt's house, so I'm not in my regular space. So you may hear her try to call me, but that's okay. We're used to the culture while I'm on this call. But never mind. She knows I'm on a call, but she may come and just call me, which is fine. But I wanted to talk about a few things that's been trending in our communities all around. One thing I'm not going to go into much on the first item about the viral video that's been trending about some abortion discussion between two consenting adults. A lot of people reached out to me last week. I think it was last week or the week before, but I want to believe last week. In my inbox, calling me, texting me, Telvina, you guys going to say something? Where the advocates, where the voices, all of that. Yeah, so let me just say this. I'm not going to go into names or all that, but I just want people, for the people that don't really know me, and probably trying to know me on Facebook, I don't just speak just to speak. Usually speak from a place of strength and facts, mostly facts. If I don't have enough facts, I will wait until I have enough facts to speak on a subject, on a topic. I don't go on, you say, I say, they say. I don't go off on emotions or, all of that. Whatever I say out there, I'm very careful. It's a representation of me, my family, my professional life and everything. So I'm very careful about it. So even as you want me to speak because, it's trending and all of that, I have to do my due diligence. So I apologize if people felt that I needed to speak sooner or whatever it is. I'm glad that the issue is somehow resolved in a way that one of the parties have taken ownership for what happened. And so I hope that throughout the process that the two adults involved will be able to, come to a common consensus and they will resolve their issues, if any, and they will move on from there. I also, about that video, I also want to address some things that I heard that the video was leaked because it was provided to state authorities, gender ministry, or the police. Let me start with gender first, because victims. I made a post about this. Victims must be able to trust you guys, especially gender people, who's supposed to advocate for them. So if a victim gave you a video for safekeeping or whatever it is not your place to go share with people, whether in your parties or other, whatever it is. It should have been used for only the intended purpose if you wanted to conduct an investigation, which you didn't do. But just to mass spread it and make it look political, and even to the police, whoever in police that it was sent to, you know, it shouldn't have reached and spread the way it spread. Now we're looking at this situation, but what about other victims who want to come to you guys to come tell their story or to come share with you guys and some things? Is that how you're going to treat the information, the confidential information? How are they going to trust you? How are they going to be comfortable that you will really, keep their quote unquote secret? So think about it. Hopefully this is a learning experience for you guys and your authorities too. This should never happen again. This is just far from professionalism. It should never happen. Never happen. So I hope you guys took some cues and lessons from this and to do better, Pisota and police director and your team. I'm calling your name Piso because you are the head of gender. So as we know from Leadership 101, if there's anything that happened, at your ministry or under your watch, then it falls on you as the leader. So your name will be called. Same with the police director. So that's that, and I'm not going to say anything further on that. Like I said, I hope the parties involved are healing through this process. A lot of damages have been done on all ends, but I hope they're healing and they're moving forward their lives and finding a common ground to resolve the issues, if any. Now, I think with that video too, a lot of people have reached out to me to, complaining, tagging me in videos that, Henry Costa had insulted the lady and all of that. I did watch the video after I took my break, sometime, I think a few days ago. And I understand that he apologized on his page. I read that, and he apologized on a subsequent video he made. He also apologized on Spoon TV. I watched that too. And so, who am I to question his apology? People say, oh, he's not honest, he's dishonest, and he's not really genuine. It's not my place to judge somebody whether they're honest or not. One thing that I know that it takes a lot out of somebody for to say, I'm sorry. I don't know Henry Costa. I've interacted with him maybe 2 or 3 times just to ask to come here for my team to come on his show to talk about gender issues. And he's been civil to me. So I'm not going to judge him or wherever it is. I like to take people at face value, take them and let my interaction and show that they're disrespectful or wherever it is. So he's apologized. Hopefully, I know he apologized 3 times, but hopefully in the process that he's reached out to the young lady and to apologize to her directly. I think that will help too. But that I mean, I watched the video. I wasn't proud of that. I didn't like some of the words I heard. Somehow disrespectful. But he's apologized, and for me, I accepted, and I think everybody else should accept the apology. But to each his own. If you want to judge him that he's not honest or whatever, I don't know what your business for saying that. It is not for me. So for me, that's accepted. While it's true that sometimes um, he says some things that I watch some of his videos. I don't watch them consistently. That sometimes he's gonna say some things that I wish he would just not say upfront. But it's not my place. That's not my friend. That's not my place. Hopefully, his friends or his relatives or circle can talk to him. If we were close friends, I would have talked to him too, on some things. But the ultimate decision is his. But if he wants to lead and continue to lead as he's leading his own way, then some things I encourage him to do differently. So I'll move on from there. About the shooting in Liberia, I want to extend my sincere sympathy to the Arlen family, for the shooting and for the loss of their daughter. I'm a mother of two daughters that I love very much, and so I can't even say I know how it feels, but I have never been there. But I know what it is to have children, and even if your child is sick or let alone, or something that's not working for your child, how we parents can be so disturbed by that. How much more losing your young child that could be your doctor or whoever, lawyer or whatever, her future, bright future ahead. Who's the you know who knows what she could have been. And so it's painful all around. It's painful. It's painful. So I'm so sorry about that. I am on behalf of me, my children, because I explained this to my children, and also our group, our LIB SGBV movement, or we, speak against violence of all forms and injustice injustice in our society. I want to extend our deepest sympathy, and hopefully, we can only pray that you guys will heal through this process because it's very, very difficult. I know what it is to lose a loved one, but not that close. So I can say I understand, but I can only continue to pray for you guys and hope the best that you guys will heal with time. Um, so I want to, talking about the gun violence. I also want to speak to the government. I know you guys have been posting a lot of pictures about, you're working on things and how to prevent the reoccurrence of this. Hopefully, it's just not a photo op. While it's true that this is an isolated situation, but there are a lot of copycats out there waiting to see the outcome of this so that they can see and then do similar or even worse. So hopefully you guys would apply all the rules and where necessary to handle this case appropriately. Also that you guys will put the necessary mechanism in place to keep the children safe, keep them really, really safe. The schools, not only just checking bags, but even getting warrants, to determine all these arms and different things that children bring in school or anybody will bring in school to harm themselves or others. You know, I know that, bribe and all of that because you hire in security. There's very same security that's supposed to be checking bags and checking people's body for arms and things. That the same security will be taking, bribe and all of that. So you guys, I mean, it's a very difficult thing to fight. But hopefully that you guys will put some mechanism in place sooner and later because I know you guys have a track record of being proactive and then you run with this and then you put it down and then you run with this. But we're following closely and we're not going to leave you guys. We're going to keep pounding this until we get the results. We see that you guys are doing what is expected. Pisota, I expect more from you on this. You are a mother, or I don't know, 2 or 3 children. You've lived in this great America that I'm in. You know what is expected, and you were in the Robbinsdale school system, so you know what it is to protect children. So I hope that you are leading this and you're giving this your best. I mean, you've never proven to do anything right, but hopefully you can make this right. Um, the justice minister, the same thing, as well as the police. I hope you guys are working and to make this a one-time occurrence. We're following closely. We have our relatives, we have our friends, we have our loved ones, and we care for even they're not related. Or we care for citizens, and so we don't want a reoccurrence of this. Um, I also want to, I listened to the video yesterday. Let me pivot a little bit. The mother of the school shooter and the lawyer. And one thing that struck me was the lawyer said, or I think the mother said, "Oh, he's just a regular, boy, kid, and all of that out there." Um, yes, he's a regular child. Children his age can be problematic, expected, but there's certain things that we should do as parents, and which leads into the topic that I want to discuss today: train up a child. We need to train our children. If we don't train our children, society will train them. The law will train them. We can do all we can. Yeah, there are instances where we do all we can and the children decide to go south. But you do your part. And then if they decide to go south, then you can walk scot-free and say, you know what, I did my part. But we must not defend our children even in the wrong. I have seen time after time where, the children are misbehaving. Some of them take on drugs and all of that. And the parents don't want to put them into rehab or put them into counseling. They shield these things, and the children finding bad friends. They shield these things. And when the children start misbehaving, and then they take them and throw them in Africa. Throwing them in Africa, Liberia is not a dumping ground. You can't take your children that you cannot, handled, you cannot monitor, or you cannot train or discipline, and then you dump them in Liberia, then they go there with that bad habit, and then they corrupt the other children there. So we need to do away with that. We need to start calling it for what it's worth. If your child is misbehaving, if your child is taking drug and alcohol and is not doing what is expected, then you need to seek appropriate help, not just praying. It's good to pray. Some people, they just pray and say, we'll pray. It's okay. I'm a praying person. But some things require more than just praying. So you pray, you seek professional help. If you need to put your child in rehab, I know it can be painful to put your child in rehab. Put your child in rehab. It's better for you to put your child in rehab now than to go bid your child from out of jail, or to go bury your child early, or to go rake up, all your savings or 401k just to hire a lawyer and all of that, or to go say sorry when they harm somebody, or harm them, harm or destroy somebody's property. So we need to start doing that. We certainly need to start doing that. And some of the ways we can do that, I made a post, I asked a question the other day, and I said, parents, are you watching your kids' social media accounts? Are you watching their friendships? Are you watching their activities? And I'm asking the question again, because when this case came out, we saw pictures of this kid in question that did the shooting in Liberia. And I heard a lawyer arguing that, oh, the gun was from another friend, or, a friend's son, and he was just, fantasizing or whatever it is. But you know what? If I went on this kid's social media page, and I will share those pictures right now in this live stream, I went on his page, and the caption on some of his pictures from 2016, some of the pictures he posted, that was for as far back as 2016. Now, if his parents, his siblings, or whoever, were looking at those red flags, then in my opinion, they would have taken some corrective actions, because the warning signs were there. They were there. And I'll share some of them now because I have it. Let me see here. Let me see if I can. Okay. So I have it, but I'll share it. Let me see if I have it open here. Okay. So on some of his video, on some of his on some of his pictures, on the Instagram pictures, he posted, I have no let me get the exact verbiage before somebody say, well, are you lying? On one of his something he posted, I have no time. I wish I could share this. Let me share this. Um, Share screen. Yeah, why can't I? Share screen. Share window. Let me see if I can share a window. Let me see. No, hold on, stop that. Okay. So one of his, I'm not sure why my computer is doing this. One of his stuff, he captioned on one of his stuff. He says he has the gun with his friends, one of his friends, and he said, I have no time to play." Now, if you see two kids into 2016, and you monitoring your kid, and he put gun, he and his friend, what a toy gun or whatever it is, and say, "I have no time to play." That's something that should get your attention. You should be asking your child, "What do you mean by this? I have no time to play." And what are you doing with pointing gun on social media? What a toy gun or real gun and all of that. Those questions should be asked. You have a son posting, picture of, "Oh, my killer team." You should be asking questions. Or my team, we and his friends, dress up like want to be gay, or American gangsters. You should be asking those questions. You should be following your child, asking those questions, and see what's going in his head. He another caption on one of his videos. He said, "I told my mommy I can die for niggers." You should be asking him those questions. What do you mean by that? Asking those questions, following your child Facebook page. And I'm not only just saying to the parent in question, but also all parents, follow your children's social media accounts. See what they're doing there, befriend them, even if they don't want it. Most of them are on Facebook now, they're on Twitter and on Instagram. Follow them. See what they're doing there, what they're posting. If there's something that is not right, question it. Question it. What do you mean by that? What were you thinking when you wrote that? And if it's not a representation of how they were raised or how you want to raise them, ask them to take it down. Have a discussion with them and let them know of the impact that those things caused, by having it out there. But we need to talk to our children about that, even their friendship. you know Question their friendship. If they have some of those friendships, if you know that through those friendships they're picking up bad habits, question their friendship. Disconnect those friendships. Tell them that you don't want them to be friendly with those friends, because they're negatively impacting their behavior. They're living with you, even if they're over age, because in our culture we have children, we have our children that are over 18, they're living with us. But still, the fact that they're living in your house, you're responsible for them. You have every right to set the ground rules in your house, which include the kind of friends they have. If they have friends that are taking drugs and drinking alcohol, or their friends that are not prioritizing education, or just disrespectful, not respecting their parents or elders, and you don't want your children to be aligned with those people, because bad company, corrupt people, darkness and light cannot mix. I always tell people that. So you want to question those things. Your children activities, even around the house. Question their activities, outside, question their activities. It doesn't mean that you don't trust them, you don't love them, but trust them, trust but verify. You know, I'd rather be a nosy parent. I'd rather be that one that question the parent now, the children now, than to deal with a mess later. So you want to do that. There's nothing to hide there, but to just be checking behind them, because the more you check behind them, the more you know that these children are doing a lot more. The children, they have a lot of tools to their disposal, drugs everywhere, the internet is there, they can do a lot of things. They're inquisitive. So you need to be on top of your game too, having conversations with them, checking them. Also, even if you have computers, I wouldn't recommend you even putting computers in their room. Put the computer in a neutral space where you're able to see what they're watching. You can walk by and see what they're browsing on the internet. To say, what are you looking at there? And question some of the things. But if you got computer, let them got computers in their room, they're there watching pornography, they're watching sites that they got no business, or they're playing these aggressive or violent games or other things. You're not there to monitor, because we as parents, most times we go to bed and the kids are used to staying up late. You're not monitoring it. Even with TVs being in their room, I am one person that don't I'm not a fan of having TV in rooms, not even in my bedroom. I feel the bedrooms for sleeping, but everybody's different. I never raised my children with TV being in the room. But I understand some parents can have TV in the room, but even if you're going to have TV in your children's room, then you must put parental control. So you know what size they're going on, what size they shouldn't be on, and when the TV go off. But you can just leave everything, just wide open and then expect them to be perfect kids. Because, when we were growing up, or we were a certain way, the times that we grew up and the times that each children grew up now, they're different. They have a lot of tools. And even if the times we grew up that we didn't drink, we didn't smoke or do other things, we can't use that as a yardstick to measure our children. We can talk to them about it, but we can just assume that they will be better because we didn't drink or smoke or do other things, and so they should fall in line. There are too many things out there that the children can get carried away by. So parents, I'm talking mostly of our Liberian parents, because I'm not going to talk about other people's business. I want to clean my own house first, which is Liberian communities, before I go talk about other people's business. We need to open our eyes. We need to monitor our children. We need to be on top of things and not wait until the damage is done. Then you want to cry, boohoo cry, or we want everybody to empathize, or we want want to bail them out of jail, or those kind of things. No, you need to do the work on the front end first, and then you can use the most times you will get the results. Sometimes, yeah, the case can go south. We expect that, but you do the work. Parenting is hard, we get it, but do the work. I'm not a perfect parent. I have my fair share, but you know what? I can sit back now. I have, two big daughters, over 20 in college, but I can sit back now and say, you know what? I did what I needed to do as a parent. I can proudly say that. And thank God, God being God, they're well on their way. They're making great strides in their education, in making good decisions and everything. And I'm proud of them. When I say, for example, when I go to the other one college, 7 hours away from Texas, maybe from where I live in Texas, I go to the dorm. It's almost like I'm on vacation. I sit in the bed and I watch her, and I said nothing because I had done the work on the front end. So I watch her, make up her bed, clean her bathroom, face her lunch, pick up her bed, go to her class, come back, and just go to work and be a good citizen. I was to my other daughter a dorm in Maryland. Same thing. I sat down in her bed. She got up in the morning, made up her bed when I woke out of bed, made up her bed, cleaned her bathroom, cleaned her room. She went in the kitchen, made me breakfast, brought breakfast for both of us. Then before she went to work, she made lunch and dinner for me, sat it down, and made sure I was comfortable. She went to a class, for her Zoom class. Went online for a Zoom class, did what she needed to do, took her nap, went to work, came back. I said nothing. And I watched her for days and days, and I said, to God be the glory to both of them. Because you know what? I did most of that work on the front end. I did most of it. They're doing well in school and everything because I did the work. Sometimes us parents, we don't, we just yell at the children, go do your homework, go do your homework, go do your homework. When the children bring the grades are not, what we expect it to be, but we don't do the work. We just yell at them, go do the homework. We don't supervise. We don't even review the work. Even the children doing online class, you should have access to the blackboard or to see what's going on. Even face to face, have access. I used to have access to all my children classes, so I know grades missing, homework this or the grade drop, and we're having those discussions. And I'm dragging them to the library, and we're dragging on this side, and we get on the school supplies, and I'm reviewing the schoolwork, and on top of that, holding them accountable. But we need to do all of that, because if you're not doing that, you can expect them to do that. You're not supervising them the way you should do in their education. Then when the children fail or the grades drop, then you kind of say, oh, our A student, I was doing well, and why you fail, and this and that. You need to do your part as a parent. Feeding them, giving them food and shelter, a roof over it, that's not enough. You need to supervise their work. You need to make sure, review their work. If you delegate the work to them to do, you have to review it. You have to be on top of it. Take them to the library. Take them to do things, not only just soccer practice or basketball practice or whatever practice or game practice. Be on top of their education. Be involved, not just yelling. Because I know we can yell. I can yell too. But be involved 100%. So when you're ready to yell, you can say, well, I was involved and why is this way? You be accountable too, you know, be accountable. Even when my kids in college, I made spreadsheets for them. We had those conversations up front. I have spreadsheet. What do you want to study? Let's lay out what schools you want to go to. Let's look at the requirements. Let's look at the occupational outlook. Do all of that. I did all of that. I have my spreadsheet. Anybody want to, would happy to share that. Not the best parent, but I try to do my part. So today or tomorrow I can say, yeah, well, I did my part. If they tell to go south, I said I did my part. And I'm still doing my part, but in little ways because now they were on their way. So I serve more as a mentor or to them or like a coach or something. They're self-driven, doing their own stuff, and to God be the glory. I'm proud of that. So I just want to encourage other parents to do the same and continue to do that. Not that you're not doing it, but just to continue to do that. Because that's the only way, in addition to praying for our children, the only way they can be successful. And we be 100% involved. Talk to them, like I said, monitor their activity, seek help when necessary. So we already had all of that. Regulate their internet usage. I kind of touch on that, but seriously regulate it. That's where all the damage is. The children, looking at pornography, you don't even know. By the time you get to know, they're sucked into that, looking at pornography, having, things with people all around the world because you're not monitoring the internet usage and activity. So we need to get on top of all of this. Hopefully, this situation in Liberia was a learning experience for all of us. I took a lot of cues from that, even though my girls are well on the way. But just to share like I'm sharing today and to continue to encourage parents to open your eyes. It doesn't mean that you don't love your children. Sometimes children can think you're being too high. Oh, I can't breathe. He's standing on my neck. But to thank you tomorrow because you know what? You it's better for you to do it now than to dig them out of that hole. Sometimes when they're in those holes, you can even you can try all you can. You can't even dig them out. And because of the shame, that's why sometimes we take them and throw them in Liberia. Because we don't want people to know that they're about to go to jail or they got in trouble with the law, then we throw them, run them out of here. How about you do the work on the front end and then so you don't have to run them out of here or you don't have to beat them out. So hopefully we all take cues from this. I know it's a sad thing. Even for the other family, I wouldn't want my child to be on the news or my name to be on the news that my child harmed, another child, especially if, we're all families. But hopefully it's a learning experience. I heard you have other children. So hopefully it's a learning experience for all of them to pay attention to your children, their activity and what they're, exactly who they're befriending and everything out there. Because all the warning signs were out there for this little kid. Since 2016, I got images for his Instagram, both for his Instagram. The captions he put out there, they were questionable. And I wish the mother and the father or even the relatives, or even well-wishers or whoever, neighbors would have it would have gotten their attention to question him and seek help for him because definitely he's a trouble kid that needed help. But I'm going to get on my soapbox. I didn't want to make this long. I believe it's already 33 minutes. So I thank you for listening and more to come. More to come. Have a blessed week. And we'll continue the advocacy, continue to speak on issues that matter, continue to create awareness on those things because we know only with awareness that this change that we're yearning for can come. So I thank you for watching. I thank you for listening and have a blessed day. Thank you.